cornerbacks get blamed for every completion, but it's an 11-man effort, and you weren't satisfied with the rush that you were getting. When you went back and looked at the film, were the breakdowns kind of all over the field?
Yeah, it's a team game, and obviously if you're in man-to-man, it's a little easier to point out where a mistake was, but when you're mixing up coverages, there's a lot of responsibilities, and we've gone back to camp basics. We have to hit our responsibilities, we have to get a better pass rush, and we have to be tighter on coverage, and the Lehigh offense is a terrific offense, but we have to come up with ways to slow that down and get off the field, especially when we push teams into longer yardage situations.
You've played two veteran quarterbacks, but are you concerned at just the efficiency that they've had over 2 weeks this season? And is that really just kind of a matter of everything is just a step behind or just a step off?
No, or you're always looking to get better. And that's the key point, whether we shut a team out or we don't play as well as we could. Every week's a new matchup. And I go through that with the guys every Tuesday morning, what the qualities, what we need to do, and what this new matchup presents. Because every team's going to be different in their scheme and what they're doing and what their better talent level is.
Charlie Volker was somebody that, you talked about last year, has all the talent in the world to be a standout back in this league, but needed to get that full grasp of the offense. It looks now, even against Lafayette, he looked comfortable, but Radigan had that standout performance. But Saturday he looked like he was comfortable everywhere, and once you get that ball in his hands, you can see it. He's got a spark.
Yeah, we have a number of terrific running backs, and sometimes there's a bigger hole, or when your number's called, you have a better opportunity. And Charlie had those more in the Lehigh game than Lafayette, and it was vice versa. But they run hard. The guys who have the ball in their hands run hard, and they call them running backs. But in high school, that's what you do. You run. As you get to the college level, and I saw it at the professional level, you have to be able to protect. You have to be able to run routes. You have to be able to be at the right tempo and set up your runs. And Charlie's maturity is really showing. It showed in the spring, and it's showing now throughout training camp in the first 2 weeks.
Our baseball fans have a good sense of what Jesper Horsted can do. You didn't get a chance to see the best of him last year. He had the illness before camp, and then the slight preseason injury that keeps him out of the Lafayette game. And even only catching 2 passes, when he had the ball in his hand, you could see something. How comfortable is he getting in the offense, and what kind of player can he be?
Yeah, he's kind of like the natural. He got sick right before camp. Really fortunate that he got to the hospital, and could have been a much more tragic situation. Missed all training camp, and by week 4, he's getting on the field last year. That's impressive. Doesn't even do anything in the fall with baseball, comes out for the baseball team, and is arguably, I think he was first team All-Ivy.
Yeah, leadoff hitter on a
championship team. And he had a great training camp, and had an injury come up right before the Lafayette game, and wasn't able to play that game. So we limited his reps last week, but you just see him coming on. He is big, he is strong, he is fast, he has a great attitude, a great work ethic. And, along with Isaiah Barnes, who's playing tremendous football, and Trevor Osborne, who's playing tremendous football, and Frushani was able to get back off an injury last week and had a great camp before he sustained a minor injury. We're getting these guys together, and it's a really good group of receivers, and that's not even counting John Lovett, who every week we have to find ways to have him impact a football game.
Now you get to Columbia, and it's a team that's, winless on the season, but that has nothing to do with their defense, because they have really made life very tough. You can see in yards allowed and first downs allowed. They have not given up much. You've seen them, over the past couple of years. They're going to press you. They're going to challenge you, and you just have to, it looks like you're going to have to win a couple of one-on-one battles and kind of make every yard worth it.
Yeah, it's, the previous head coach got knocked for a lot of things. They can't knock his recruiting, because their juniors and seniors are a terrific group. And they've coached those guys very well. They put them in really good situations matchup-wise. But San Francisco is scoring points on everybody. I mean, they're going up at Montana State and Towson State and really high-level scoring points. They play Columbia, and it was a struggle to get first downs. They match you up. They lock you down on the outside. They're big and strong, at the line in the front seven positions, and they're an aggressive team. And this is a quality, high-level defense that is going to be an incredible challenge for us to be an efficient, and have a lot of efficiency this week. And it's going to be a really great test.
Offensively, they've had trouble scoring. They've had some turnovers that have really hurt them, but they have a guy in Scooter Hollis, which, I think is one of those players in this league that, is scary anytime he touches the ball, because it feels like he's one move away from going from a 3-yard gain to a 70-yard touchdown. How important is it to, you talked about responsibilities, know where he is at all times?
Yeah, I think I was in Cincinnati when he came into the league. It seems like he's been here forever, and he continues to make plays. They really have speed. He is fast. He is great in the open field. They got a freshman, speed, fast, really good in the open field. They haven't been, just like we've struggled with our consistency, they haven't been quite as consistent as I'm sure they'd like, but you see these elements of a terrific offense, and we got to raise our level. This isn't a team that isn't moving the football. They are moving the football. They got good running backs. The quarterback started at Florida. The backup quarterback was a major college recruit. They got terrific quarterbacks, and they got guys on the outside to make plays, and they use the width of the field, and they try to get the ball down the field vertically.
Yeah, you walked in here and said, it's going to rain Saturday. It always rains when I play in New York City, but nothing can be like the game you played here last year against Columbia. The rain, the wind, can you even do anything with the film from that game?
You watch it and you look at scheme and those type things. Obviously, Coach Bagnoli was at Penn and is legendary, one of the great all-time coaches of any sport in the Ivy League. So we have some familiarity with him from Penn, but obviously they've adapted some new things, have new staff, and trying early parts of the season, trying to see what they're doing. You have to look at those things, but that was one of those games. Who knows who the better team was? We got fortunate, in a lot of ways, because it was really impossible to sustain anything offensively, and we wound up with a win. But it wasn't one where you felt really good about anything other than the fact that you're in the locker room singing and dancing. But it's a new team. Like they are. I am so impressed by the job they are doing, coaching these guys, and how hard and physical their team plays.